Just straight house. That's what we do. It's Turn Back Tuesday. Let's get it right. No, I'm going to talk to stock in a minute, but I like it. All right, listen. I keep doing house music later on. I gotta turn it down. All right, check this out. This dude. Welcome back, everybody. Hold on. Sorry, I was pumped the f up, man. Can I even tell you how that happened? You don't even know how that happened. Anyway, Luminous, how you doing, bro? I see you in the chat. See you talking that smack. He said, Marantz, play some Spanish music. Lumos, I don't speak Spanish, bro. I don't play Spanish, ever. You can tell it's your first time here. It's okay, bro. That is for Spanish Wednesdays. That's tomorrow. Don't worry, I save all the tracks for you. I'm thinking about you. Come back tomorrow, you'll hear some Spanish. Need that space helmet? Thank you. Somebody wrote in the chat. They go, yes, it is. It is. Hey, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I want to have you guys practice that. Just say that like 5 times in the mirror. Be like, yo. Hold on. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys, to the Sugar Shack. By the way, Loomis, I'll be here tomorrow. That's cool, Lumos. Hey, Lumos, just make sure that you know English, okay? Because according to Trump's new executive order, if you do not communicate totally in English, you cannot drive the roadways or commute freight. You can't do anything. That's amazing. I said, holy shit. You don't know who I talk to every day. You know, I don't know. Come on, bros. I don't care what you speak. Just don't crash. That one's misguided for me. I don't care what you speak. I know some hard-speaking people that don't speak English, but you know what? They want to work. I know some hard-working people, I should say, not hard-speaking people. So, yeah, you missed me with that one, Trump. No, it's half-hearted. I get it. I'm in America, but it is what it is. If these guys can drive and not crash, that's all I really care about. But I hear you guys. I understand where it's coming from. The other part that was announced was the Pelosi Act, and that is the Pelosi, the politically or the public elected leaders, something can't whatever, shouldn't buy shares. Guys, I'm gonna speak on this like for you, just so you understand why it's really hard for Congress to be eliminated from owning shares and or having any position in the stock market. Extremely difficult. And here's why. You can't make it a blanket rule. You could make it a blanket rule, but then it's going to be really tough, and I'll tell you why. Because there are business owners, there are family endowments, passed on down, inherited shareholdings, stock. And if you told them they had to sell those positions just to get this job, that's one thing. But you're telling people they'd have to take at a loss and or their wealth would be diminished if they took the job. So then don't take the job, right? But that's the problem. There's people out there that own businesses and companies that are publicly traded and then decide to run for Congress. So it's a really tough road to be in, but I get the general rule. The idea is for them not to trade on the committees and the special information that they have, the non-public information that they have, which would be considered insider trading. And that's what's being talked about and how they're going to go ahead about it. But the Pelosi Act is what they call it, fitting, right, on the name. Nancy's not the most egregious one. There's plenty of people out there that trade off their info, and they make thousands and millions of dollars. She's just happens to be the highest profile person. I know that they're calling for the head of Pam, is it Bondi? Is that her name? I can't think right now. And there's a reason for it for the Attorney General. You can't prosecute, you can't release the list of the Epstein client list. And by you not doing it that way, we just had another person die, right? One of the major complaints of the Epstein list, and the accusers, I should say, unfortunately, allegedly committed suicide. And I don't even know if they would say undead themselves or unalive themselves. I don't speak that way. Sorry, TikTok. I just tell the truth. Here's the issue. No one knows. It's one of those things like the Thomas H. Lee thing that really baffles me for private equity. And remember, Epstein list, just so that we're very clear, and we eliminate all the blurred lines. The Epstein list and Jeffrey Epstein is derived from private equity. I want to tell you now, if you guys do not believe it, then you know what? You live under the rock, not me. But if you don't know how Jeffrey Epstein got his, remember when they always tell you follow the money? If you don't understand how he got his money and who paid it to him, whom, that's private equity. That's everybody. So if you guys don't understand what private equity is and the influence they have, then maybe you don't understand. But you need to look and see who's killed themselves and or who is dead now. Thomas H. Lee is dead, and no one talks about it. He's a billionaire, a full-on billionaire. How many billionaires do you know commit suicide in their office? Oh, my goodness, I need to take this phone call. Yes, ma'am. You guys don't have a clue. You don't know these damn. Hold on. No financial advice. Blah 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 blah. No. Hey, that's like one of the best phone calls of my life. Okay. That is my wife, and we're expecting some change. No. Not expecting, bro. What the hell? We're closer to 50 than we are to the 30. We're on the other side of it. No, my wife is she's making a decision for herself, and I'm doing what any husband would do. I'm supporting her decision. So I said, "Yeah, Mama, I got your back." That's it. That's all I'll tell you. I can't give you all the details yet because we don't know. We don't know if we're going to go this route. But it's like this, bros. When you have been doing your career like your whole life, like my wife's 25 years in the run, and she's highly sought after. Maybe longer. I don't even know how long she's been doing it. Forever, since she's young. So they call her and they offer money, and they do the thing where they're like, "Hey, we're going to give you this." And I always tell her, I was like, "Is that even real? Are these offers real?" And then, you listen to them and you pray on them. So making a decision is tough. But back to what I was saying about private equity and what it really is. Hey, there's the stock, guys, $27, okay? Don't worry about GameStop. We're going to talk for a minute. So it's weird because I have to remind everybody like what the true villain, like who the true villains are in this world. And it's these rich guys in this circle, this inner circle, and they all just happen to have Wharton ties, right? They all come from the Wharton way. And when you go to Penn and you go to Wharton School, business school, then you're in that little group. You're in that tight group where everybody's willing to help each other out. And I know that the president of the United States is a Wharton grad. I know that Mike Milken is a Wharton grad. I know that Leon Black and Tony Resler and a whole bunch of way up there to well-to-do people are have ties to the Wharton way. So here's what happens. Okay, way back in the day, these guys started getting all this money, and I'm really familiar with this in a way where I tell my dad, like we were talking, he's like, rich people just get bored. Like the things in front of them are just not enough. They want more. They want to do other things. And this is when, and then people have broken off from that company and elsewhere. But Vail Corporation like tells you a lot whenever you see Vail Resorts, right? So, okay, Vail Resorts, owned by Josh Harris and Apollo, the whole crew. On the board of directors there was Thomas H. Lee, who killed himself, unfortunately. And he was a billionaire who killed himself in his 80s. That's crazy. That just doesn't happen. But Adam Aron was on the board of directors of Vail Resorts. Adam Aron was the CEO and chairman of the board, I believe, at Vail. He was the CEO for sure. So he's running a Vail Resort company, right? So, like, that's Apollo. Adam Aron ends up becoming an Apollo insider and being 3 founders, one of the 6 founders, but then one of the 3 main guys, Josh Harris, Mark Rowan, and Leon Black. Leon Black's the guy who actually got accused and sued, and he paid in civil court for funding Jeffrey Epstein's island, his escapades. He gave him over $150 million of his personal wealth. One man. In the case, on the docs, it says that Leon Black was delivered a Russian ballerina, a Russian model from Jeffrey Epstein. He flew her over and flew her into Leon Black. That's what was stated in the case. Guys, I'm not making this up. This is like word for word. So if that's the case, Jeffrey Epstein flies over a Russian ballerina, a Russian model, they say both, to Leon Black at Apollo, okay? Leon Black steps down, he steps away, he goes into the shadows. Because Apollo's like, yeah, you're not going to ruin our cash cow, our billions of dollars. And he steps into the shadows and he's gone. You know what's not gone? Out of all those ties at Vail Resorts, all the guys who've been in charge over there, all the Apollo guys, all the Drexel guys, what's not different is that Adam Aron, Mr. AMC himself, the movie theaters, the board of director, he's the chairman of the board, he's the CEO, he's everything, that he was brought up on charges and in a case where there was blackmail involved, and he stated verbatim, "You remind me of a Russian ballerina that did unimaginable things to me." And I said, hold up. I've only heard this verbiage one other time in one other case. And now I hear you saying that they remind you of a 17-year-old Russian ballerina. Adam Aron, how old are you? You're 69 years old right now. You were 67 at the time that you actually wrote this. You were 50 years their senior, and you're telling me that you hooked up with this 17-year-old? And or you thought this 19-year-old was someone? They catfished him, by the way. But Adam Aron works for Apollo, and he has for decades. So how is it that Adam Aron and Leon Black have the same story? That someone ordered them a Russian model and ballerina. They all work for the same guy. It's all under the same roof. I don't care what you guys tell me. I don't care who comes looking for me. It's the truth. You kill me, it proves my point. Then I'm right. You tell me why Thomas H. Lee committed suicide in his office, and he's a billionaire in his 80s. The list is going to drop. Someone's going to turn. Someone's going to say something. Or maybe he got asked some questions he didn't want to get asked. No one out here is talking the truth. But these are the guys in charge of these investments. This is the world we live in. If you don't believe it, Apollo Global Management, their CEO, chairman of the board, Mark Rowan, was being advised to go ahead and become the Secretary of Commerce with Trump. He almost got the job and went to Howard Lutnick. Not any better. I have my own issues there. But the reason why I tell you this, the reason why we have to know where the money is and we have to know the direction of this market and everything we talk about, the reason why is because if you knew the truth about who actually funds private equity,
we are once again at one of those hinge moments of history. Our old relationship with the United States, A relationship based on steadily increasing integration is over. The system of open global trade, anchored by the United States, a system that Canada has relied on since the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, has helped deliver prosperity for a country for decades, is over. But it's also our new reality. We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons. When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations. And it will be with our full knowledge that we have many, many other options than the United States to build prosperity for all Canadians.
To my Canadian brothers and sisters that watch this show, that have been with me for almost 4 years to the day, I want to apologize for Mark Carney's bullshit. I'm not going to bullshit you. He is in Never Never Land right now. He is telling the people of Canada on his inauguration day, his election day, that the old relationship with the United States is over and that we are over the shock of the American betrayal. Let me tell you, Canada, it is called the Maple 8. The 8 largest investment firms, pension plans from Canada, are solely invested in the U.S. economy, the U.S. markets, and private equity. Private equity in the U.S. sector, the private sector, the biggest contributors to private equity are not U.S. pension plans. It is Canadian pension plans. There is a reason why Trump is standing in the power position, because you may say that you are not going to rely on America, but your investments say otherwise. So you can sidestep it, you can bullshit it all you want, Mark Carney. You have no leverage. You want to see what it's like to be on an island? You're about to be. You can't play tough guy with me. Mark Rowan owns you. Apollo Global Management owns the Canadian Pension Plan Investment Board and numerous other pension plans. I'm talking about the $3 trillion market that is your pension plan. Over 1/5 of it is invested in America solely. The reason why that's an issue is because per capita, it's the most percentage of any other investments you guys have. You only have the population of California. You don't have the money of it. That's the difference here. Canada, I support you. I believe in you. But Mark Carney is so disconnected from where the money is and who actually runs it. He's about to be rudely reminded. I promise you, private equity runs this market, let alone the whole world. I don't care if it's residential, commercial, retail, investments. You want to know why Jamie Dimon comes out and he says, hey guys, we only have one option right now and it's a recession? You want to know why you have people like Larry Chang, board of directors for GameStop, come out and say, it's so sad that Harvard grads, Ivy League grads, they graduate and then they want to go work for consulting firms. Do you know why? Because consulting firms and consultants get on the board of directors for companies to drive them to the ground. They're consulting to destroy the company for a couple of winners. You know who the winners are? Somebody like Amazon. But Amazon fucked up this morning. They fucked around and found out. Maybe you guys missed the chart. Maybe you guys missed the action, but I'll show it to you. Right here, this is Amazon on my Mag 7. This is Amazon this morning, dropping down from 188 all the way down to 182, $6 in a bucket. And why? Because Amazon announced they're going to post the tariff prices of items. Well, this is your item because of tariffs. You know what they didn't do? They didn't do that for the other administrations, for the other raises and any tariff on any chance that they get. But they'll do it for Trump because now they're against the administration that's actually trying to make change. I'm letting you know, guys, that there are so many factors that are non-factors. So many factors that are non-factors. And what do I mean by that? There are so many factors that actually affect this green. That means to tell me that they're pumping other things. They might pump Microsoft. They might pump something. It's the rowboat action. It's one arm here, one arm here. Keep it even. Net neutral, zero, delta neutral. You guys can play it any way you want. These earnings are coming out. Earnings are coming out on Thursday, guys, for 57% of the whole damn Mag 7. These guys run the market. These guys run the world. But you got to remember, there's winners and losers. Winners and losers. Pay attention, okay? Everybody wants to work private equity. Everybody wants to work consulting. No one wants to be a banker. No one grows up and says, I want to be a banker. You want to be a banker? You only want to make what? $100 million in your life? Or would you rather be private equity where you can make billions? There's a playbook out here and they're playing it. Pay attention. Me, I'm playing it too. It's right here. It's called GameStop. How you doing, GameStop? Oh my, gaming. Anybody shopping down there? The last day of the quarter is coming up. The last day of the official quarter is, I believe, the 3rd or the 4th of May. Then comes Cinco de Mayo, and it's all on. New quarter, quarter 2. Either way, I'm excited for GameStop and what they have going forward. You couldn't get me to get out of this stock. I love buying it. It's what I do. I did see that the state of Arizona is following GameStop. If you guys did not see this, the state of Arizona has committed to putting in $3.1 billion to Bitcoin, 10% of all their cash and all their money and their investments into a Bitcoin reserve. That's what Arizona has announced they're going to do. Is it the first state to do it? Yes, that I know of. And is it going to be the last? No. It's no different than buying something that's worth something, right? Remember, you can name it anything you want, but if everybody agrees that it has worth and value, that's what it comes down to. Me, I love GameStop. There's a reason why I love GameStop, and I got to talk on it this morning to you guys. I'm very excited for the website. Oh, let's go to the website. Let's go to GameStop website. I haven't looked at it. I need to refresh it. Refresh right here. So they're selling some toys, good little figurines, awesome. The mapping of this website, the effects, the way it scrolls and it moves and it picks up, it's really changed over the years, and I absolutely enjoy it. I think it looks amazing. So I did see some new cards coming out, by the way. These new SpaceX cards, right there. Look at that. SpaceX trading cards right here. They also have the cryptocurrency card, but that's from the Cardsmiths cards. Those are pretty cool. There's some other stuff here. There's like if you're really into cards, you'd buy something like this: a factory seal 2025 Panini Donruss Optic Football Blaster factory seal cases. 20 blaster boxes in that bitch for $64, or for $664. I apologize. So that's pretty amazing if you think about it on the price. But and that's for card collectors. That's for like the real deal. My cards are getting graded right now. I sent out 6 cards. The Pokemon cards are getting graded, and they're in quality assurance, and they're going to send them to me back. The football cards have not been graded. They tell me turnaround is 60 days, man. That's fine. I know they're short-staffed over there, but shit. PSA, get it together. Here's GameStop, okay? Here's all the cards they have for sale. You guys remember when they only had like 24 Pokemon cards for sale? I remember. That was 2 months ago. Because we talked about it. Maybe 3 months ago. No, let me exaggerate. 3 months ago, they only had a couple of cards for sale. And that's because we found out that they put them all into those packages, those power packs. But this is pretty cool that they have 3,649 cards now available to you. And over 1,000 of them are Pokemon cards. So they obviously know what they're, look at that, 1,800 Pokemon cards. From 24 to 1,800. They're buying, they're willing and dealing, they're doing their own program. And I'm very excited for them. So congratulations to GameStop. The other part we're going to talk about was that short interest that was reported back, 50 million shares short. 50 million shares short is huge, and because it goes on from 28 just a month previous. In 1 month, it went from 28 to 50. Doubled the short percentage, and why reported short. And why did they double the short percentage? Because GameStop announced earnings, and they started shorting the stock. You saw it get shorted all the way down to the ground from $29 all the way down to $20. But we're going to look at that chart because we're going to have fun with GameStop. This thing is undefeated, guys. Go ahead and look at the chart right now and pay attention, okay? I changed the indicator at the bottom. The indicator that I have at the bottom is the MACD. Now, the MACD flipped green on the weekly. This is how I know we're going to take off, okay? And you guys should know it too. But look at the daily first. Let's go ahead and look at the daily. I drew these triangles a long time ago. You guys know this is the daily. If we go all the way back over all these years that we've held the stock, had a huge run, all this great stuff. I showed you 50-day versus 200-day and how they're splitting and how they're pulling apart. Right now, officially today, you are crossing and having the golden cross right here. So these are neck and neck. They're going to have that golden cross, and we're going to cross back to the plus side. In addition to having the golden cross, okay, our 50-day moving average is going above the 200-day. Once it goes up, the stock is going to go crazy because that's just what it's going to do. Showing you that on the short term that you're very bullish on short term. But here's our line. This is our Dorito line. We're pushing down. We're pushing up against it. So I see a retraction on this stock coming down to $25. I do see that. Is it going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. But if it were to come down, it would bounce off of it like a damn quarter on the concrete. It literally would just go straight up and out of here. But we are going to get out of this triangle here. Can fall down to 25. Not saying that it will. Can fall. Let me rephrase that. Here's the weekly. This is your weekly chart, guys. GameStop is in this. You have this bullish pennant all the way to the top. Pushed down, broke out. We diluted. We did everything right on the breakout. Then it got pushed down again. It's basically, this is Ryan telling Wall Street, like, hey, I know you guys are committing suicide. I know you guys don't want to admit defeat, or you guys are dumb enough to try it twice and think like we're not progressing, but we are. We went from being a company that was losing $520 million a year to now having a profit of 130. It's literally a swing of 650 on swing profit from where we were. But at the time, we were getting pushed down off of fundamentals. Now look at us. This is a whole V recovery. And what I mean by V recovery, I'll show it to you here just so that you guys are not oblivious to it all. Stay in drawing mode, and I want to draw right here. Okay, so we are literally, do you see this? This is down. We hit, and now we're going back up. That's a V. And the V is for victory. We cannot lose on this investment. And I'm just letting people know now, if you guys are ever curious about the actual rebound, it's happening. This is a pivot. This is a turnaround. This is the equivalent of turning the Titanic with a little rowboat, little rudder, and two little paddles. We are doing it. And when it's all said and done, people are going to remember, and they're going to be like, how'd you know? What'd you see? Well, I saw this. I saw this chart right here, and I saw that this green line is about to cross over the yellow line. And once we cross over, we're taking off. And how do we know? Because down here at the bottom, down at the very bottom, you can't see it, but it's going green. The MACD on the weekly is already gone green on one list. I don't know why it's not showing here, but it is green. I promise you. So it turned green, and it's going to run. Remember that whenever it flips, okay, to give you an example of it flipping, we can look anywhere, ran, but right here, it went down, we went green, the buying pressure came, went red, and then guess what happened when we flipped? Here, this is where Roy and Kitty got really cocky. He knew. He said, oh, hell no, look, we're about to flip. And we flip, boom, go green, and you went from $9 to $64. Actually, it hit all the way up to $80. So you literally went 10x on the last time we really had a good flip. Now, here's what happens. You got this little flip, the same as this flip. This little flip here was this push. They pushed us down. You can push me down, but guess what happens now? We have so much buying from $20 to $29. So much buying is happening right now that it has to flip on the top side, and it will. And it will. And it's when it happens, we break out, we go crazy, and then hopefully they double down, they get stupid again, and they try to short us down again. That's GameStop right now. GameStop is looking healthy. This is all healthy movement right now. $27.48. Who wouldn't want to buy it? I can't buy it. There's a difference. I wouldn't. It's not that I wouldn't want to. I can't buy it. I can't afford it right now. I'm having a tough week, tough run. Nah, my daughter, I had to pay for her car stuff and repairs and some other stuff. It was ridiculous. I'm okay. She paid for it. I just went and did it. Yeah, she paid, I think. I think my wife gave me $20. Who knows? Hey, $20 is a lot of money to me. I'll read the chat in a minute, guys. Sorry, I haven't been reading the chat. I apologize. I'm seeing the news out of Canada. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Techno Tuesdays is finally a thing. Yeah, I've been trying, man. Marantz, are you pro-Trump? WTF? Absolutely. What I don't understand you guys. I don't understand half of you guys. We'll talk in a minute about it. But I was talking GameStop. I'll come back to GameStop in a minute. I want this. I want this fire. I want this smoke. You asking if I'm pro-Trump. Bro, this guy, that's like asking me, do I like chorizo and eggs, bro? Like, there's not a better thing to be. What would you be? You want to support the Ukraine war? You want to support waste in the government? The Department of Government Efficiency should have taught you everything by now. You want open borders? You want more drugs on the land? You just want terrible? You want terrible? I'll give you terrible. Terrible. Because at some point, you're going to have to pay for all those free shit you're giving. That's what's happening now. You want to know if I like Trump, bro? Can you play YMCA? And the DJ's like, what? Play that shit, bro. And we out there. Everybody's like this. All colors and creeds, bro. All colors and creeds. You know what it is. I'm just going to tell you now, if you don't support Trump, you're a punk-ass bitch. There, I said it. I said it. You can't stop. What you like Weekend at Bernie's? I can't do Weekend at Bernie's. What do you want me to do? And I'm not talking about Bernie Sanders either. I'm talking about that dead dude. I can't. The guy never did a press conference. Trump's out here with a hot dog. Yeah, no, it needs more ketchup. Yeah, maybe American-made ketchup. I know, I like red hats. Yeah, Trump 2032, man. I'm down with it. I don't like this new thing. It says, which of these objects are used in hoops? Are those basketballs, bro? I have no idea. I'm going to make sure I'm human over there. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, you asked for it, bro. Now you're going to get the Trump hat all day. Drill, baby, baby, drill. There it is. Look at GameStop coming on down. Feeling good. You know, it was, I used to do this compare and contrast thing with GameStop and AMC, like back in the day. And I used to say, like, why I didn't agree with AMC was because they would do all these things like half-hearted, half-stepping. Right? Like your investments into HYMC, if you really believed in mining, you really believed it was a good investment, then you would be like, all right, we're not just going to put 50 million in, we're going to put in 200 million. We have so much money, we're going, right? And I was like, okay, because they had the money. Like, you knew the finances of the company, and you'd be like, okay, let's do it. If Adam Aaron really believes, going on site, doing pictorials, giving away free NFTs, it was like a really bad look for AMC. But that's what, like, helped me understand the investment even more, where I was like, there's, like, this whole theory, like, don't do things cheaply that you shouldn't do at all. Popcorn, NFTs, like they do it. They don't even put their whole foot into it. They don't hire for it. They just throw it out there as an idea to have these standalone kiosks, and they talk all this game, but they never do it right. They do it very cheaply. They don't do it correct. And I think about GameStop, and when they launched their NFT marketplace, they went beta. It was a beta, but they still went at it. It was like, boom, here we go. They hired for it. They went for it. And then they go, you know what? It's not at market right now. It's not there. It's not adaptable yet, adoptable. And there's regulatory issues and concerns. Okay. But then their next venture is PSA graded cards. And what do? Full throttle. They have systems in place. They have training for the employees. And they had the whole idea that this is what's going to happen. Over 1 million cards graded now. So those are the things that I like. I like the idea that GameStop challenges every invoice. They challenge themselves to be better than they were yesterday, better operators. And I call that reasonable expectations. I played a clip the other day where It was Mike Tomlin, coach of the Steelers. And I don't like the guy, but he what he said was, at some point, gentlemen, we have reasonable expectations for improvement. As an investor, as a supporter, as just a consumer, I have reasonable expectations for the company to get better. But those are reasonable. They're realistic. It's pragmatic, right? So, like, you don't have to come to me and say, you know what? GameStop is closing 1,000 stores. All right? Think about this story here. It's everywhere on the news. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I didn't pull it up. Let's go to Google. Let's go to Google and let's type in let's type in GameStop and pay more. GameStop, pay more. Check this out. Tech company is looking to replace GameStop store by store. And it tells you here, tech retail chain Paymore is buying old GameStop locations, aiming to create more vibrant, community-focused spaces. GameStop has closed over 700 stores since 2020. They've done more than 700. They've closed thousands of stores. This is poor reporting. Paymore has been expanding rapidly, with 18 stores opening March 2025, a projected 150 by the year end. Listen. It doesn't matter what they tell you this company's doing called Paymore, and they're opening more and they're doing things. That's not the issue. The real issue is that if you are creating this culture of going from 18 to 150 in 1 year, who the hell are you hiring? What culture are you hiring? What's your identity? You want to know what makes stores and these companies so great? Is they're like, so and so has been running this store for 30 years. It's been amazing. Well, guess what? We now have a plan for expansion, and we're going to come in and we're going to give them an idea and we're going to go for it. But the identity and the brand is there. Paymore? It's a terrible name, by the way. But when you think about it, you look at like Jimmy John's, you look at Mike's, the Subway King, whatever the hell they are, and when you look at all these places, you go, okay, they were big, they expanded on their own, and then eventually private equity came in and leveraged them to the degree that they're at. GameStop got leveraged so hard that it was almost impossible to recover from. That's why when they close stores, it's easy pickings, easy news. What I'm saying is, who the hell is this guy? Paymore, and why are they buying properties and expanding in a recession? Interest rates are still at all-time high levels over the last 40 years. So what the hell are you doing? You're expanding when no one else could ever do it. No. How much capital and how much burn, and what's the CAC? Like, what is really the customer acquisition for a new company and brand and going into every space? That's the pack and pay method, and that's not going to work. If you guys don't remember the company Pack and Pay, they opened up a new store every day for a whole year. Okay, well, guess what? You needed 300 general managers. You need 300 assistant manager. You need 300 senior manager. You need 300 cashiers. Like, you need more and more and more, and you don't have a workforce to pull from. You don't have a culture to implement, and you don't have a company. That's why that company didn't exist, and it doesn't exist today. This is why massive M&A deals are talked that way. I don't agree with. I've said this here on this channel before. Whenever you see people coming out and saying GameStop's going to buy this or do that or merge whatever, I'm the first one to tell you. And I believe it stemmed from the Kais Malej conversation we had, but they were like, "Hey, Marantz, Bed Bath & Beyond and GameStop," and I was like, And there's a reason why I said it's not going to happen. And the reason why it's not going to happen, just for everyone out there, like if you know about mergers and acquisitions, is who's in charge? Who actually makes the deciding decision? Who's the final decision? Who's actually going to get the call and have to greet the customers and handle the member escalation issues and the employee escalation issues? And what culture are we adopting and implementing? That's how hard it is to merge companies and identities. The reason why you don't have a bunch of B companies gathered together and say, here we are, we've got money, we've got buildings, we've got assets, put it all together, we want a piece of you, Amazon. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You'll never win because there's too many identities, too many hands. So this is the part where Bed Bath & Beyond and those investors fail to even understand, this culture issue. But when it comes to business, it's huge. You're in a meeting I was in a meeting, and you know what was said? They're like, tariff or not, building's going to be open. It's a comfort feeling to know that you have a job. You're essential. COVID comes, you still have a job. Tariffs come, you still have a job. Recession comes, you still have a job. There's people right now that wake up and they don't know if their store is going to be open. GameStop's included. But you can't blame GameStop for not keeping and keeping the boat going, keeping the boat floating. It doesn't work that way. GameStop's trying to protect itself by closing down multiple stores, all of them. And maybe even they close down some profitable stores. You don't know the mindset or what needs to happen for them to survive because you're not in those rooms. What you have to do is you have to be extremely confident with the leadership that they have, support it, and if you do and you believe in it, then you're in an investment. That's called an investment. Imagine if somebody didn't invest in you and believe in you. You weren't the man you are, the employee you are the first day you get hired, nor the first day you get married or the first day you meet someone. You evolve, they evolve, we evolve together. The consumer has a pattern, has a history. The consumer is telling GameStop what to do with their inventory. Consumer demand comes into play. Consumer ability, there's confidence. All of it comes out to play. So when I see companies, like I say, challenge every invoice, that gets me so excited because it means you're not willing to accept what's put in front of you. I challenge everything. My personal life, I'm calling. I'm like, hey, what's my phone bill? What's my credit? Why is my cable so much? What's a new customer get for the cable? Why can't I get afforded that program? What are my incentives to stay? Like I fight for every dollar every day, guys. My wife will tell you, my daughter will tell you. I literally will spend hours on the phone to save $20. I save 20 this month, next month, it happens. I went to T-Mobile, I challenged them, I said, what's this, and that? And they go, oh, we'll cut it out. Next thing you know, my bill comes down $20. That's perfect for me. That's $240. I know it's going to be another 8 shares. I'm good. That's how I operate. You might have some employee club at work that you're donating to or something like, oh, I talked to my son this morning about lottery tickets. I told you I don't buy lottery tickets. I used to. I don't now. You'll spend $400 a year in lottery tickets. There's 52 weeks, and maybe you spend $8 a week. There's 2 drawings a day, or 2 drawings a week, each of them. $2, $2, $2, $2. That's 4 and 4, $8 a week. Times 52, $400. Times that by 10 years. You're at $4,000. How about if you did a little extra sometimes? When you're at $8,000, give me $8,000 more over a decade, and I'll turn that into $180,000. Just keep buying GameStop shares. That's all you have to do. Find a way to find $1 to get it right here. That's all I'm saying. If you don't believe in GameStop and you don't know what it is, and you think it's just a gaming company, we have to have this damn conversation every day. That's fine. Have that conversation with somebody. I don't need to. I don't care if you know. I don't want you to know. That's how I am right now. If you haven't put in the work to educate yourself on markets and how overvalued they are, and then you get to go find the one thing that's trading at 2.4 times X book. Yeah, 2.4 times book. That's it. Go look at Palantir. Go look at Carvana. Go look at Root. Go look at DoorDash. Numerous other companies that are trading 40, 30, 50 times book, 10 times book. Everybody. Doesn't matter. Not GameStop. GameStop 10 times book would be somewhere in the realm of $140. We all know what happens at $40, at $45. Because they're the one company that's not in the S&P 500, that's profitable, has the market cap, and it has the brand, the recognition. They should be in there, but they keep them out. They're keeping them out. It's unfortunate. But it's going to change one day. I don't know when, and I don't care to know when. I just know that I'm going to keep buying these shares till they run this purple line. I'll keep buying them at every level, guys. So 27.51 on the stock right now, 3 million shares traded back and forth, which is absolutely zero. And me, well, I just keep playing the best music known to man till I get you to the next part. And no, it's not the YMCA, but was that not good? That was pretty good, huh? No. I still got to read the chat. I still got to do things. But I'm getting ready. I want to eat, and before I go to work, I want to have fun. I want to eat, and I want to relax. But yeah, shout out to the wifey. She's being headhunted, as they call it. Again, this is her third time being headhunted. And I go, you're in high demand, babe. You just keep it out there. And, you never know. But I told her the industry trends, how I feel. I said, I'm not feeling strong about commercial right now. So that's where I'm at with that. So, yeah, babe, whatever you want to do, I support you, baby boo. I'm not one of those dudes where I go up to my wife and say, hey, you don't have to work. Gotta work. That's all I'm saying. All right. I'm gonna grab something. I'm gonna come read the chat. I'm gonna do everything we gotta do, but I will be right back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. My wife's out here making homemade guac. Y'all don't know my life. That's why I be eating. Anyway, no, late night taco Doritos. Yeah, we got it all. Check this out, guys, real quick. Let's see how smart we are. Let's see if we actually know what the hell we're talking about, right? Let's go to the daily. We knew GameStop was right? Like we know where we're at. We know what's happening here. We're running up against the purple. It's gonna be fine. Bring it on down. Get the hell out of here, right? We look at the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 is the top 2,000 companies in the world right here in the U.S. markets, and we had death cross. So what happens at death cross? You're probably going to lose around 20%. My idea. From that top point, from 243 all the way down, you've already lost that $50. Because you hit 171, that's 20%. But you're eventually going to come up. You're going to hit this 50-day, and you're going to bounce right back down. My opinion. We'll see how it all plays out. SPY's playing out the same exact way. Approaching that 50-day, going to come up and touch, and then it's going to go down. You get all the headlines. You'll see all the nonsense, right? Microsoft coming above the 50-day, holding it, which is awesome. Hold that for another week or two. That's all I ask, Microsoft. I don't know if you guys can do it, but it needs to stay above 386. Meta coming up, about to have a death cross, not looking good for Meta. I don't know how it gets up off the ground, but it's got to get above 277 or 577. Google, fake out. What happened, guys? Exactly what I told you would happen. Comes up, touches a 50-day, gets pushed back down. There's no helping it. This is going to go lower. I promise you it's going to go lower. So get ready. Get your money ready. Get your cash ready. Certainly a la Warren Buffett, who's sitting on around $350 billion worth of cash just waiting for this moment right here. Amazon, no different. About to approach, about to come down. Not looking good for Amazon. Certainly after that news today talking that shit against the administration. Apple's the same way. They already have their downtrend going. And this is going to keep going. It's going to keep going. It's going to approach, touch. You have some green days, guys. You get some retraction back, but NVIDIA's the same way. And then Tesla's the outlier, right? I told you Tesla is going to have earnings, which they had earnings. They come out, they push. They're going to come up here, break past the 50. That was their resistance to 200. Guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Marantz was right from yesterday. I said it's going to come up and touch and then go back down. And it did. It touched and it came back down. So it'll keep coming back down. It's going to have some real resistance there at the 291 level. So tough for Tesla, still going. We'll see how it goes. We got a lot to learn on these stocks in this market. But for me personally, I only buy one thing: GameStop. Okay, guys, I'm gonna eat some guac. I'm gonna play some League of Legends. I'm gonna enjoy my morning. I challenge you to watch a show that gives you more information and more entertainment. Yes, I was playing bangers throughout the day. My house mix is real, and it puts you back in Colton. I hear that, brother. Those Colton Flyers. If you guys don't know about house, you don't know about the life.
Stumping and the jam is bumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you'll find out if you do that. A place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. Make my day. Make my day. Yo. Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping and the jam is bumping. Look stumping, and the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up